been saying it for a while.
Yes, you have.
I've been saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president.
Elon Musk's recent $80 million lawsuit against Whoopi Goldberg and the hosts of The View has become a lightning rod for others who fear it could threaten free speech. Musk's legal action stems from remarks Goldberg made on the show, where she suggested that Musk and J.D. Vance were conspiring to manipulate government control in the event of Donald Trump's removal from office. While Goldberg has attempted to explain her comments as a lighthearted reference to her cat, critics and Musk's supporters alike have scrutinized her response, framing it as a deflection from the gravity of her statements. The case has ignited fierce conversations about media accountability, the ethics of public commentary, and the growing tension between free speech and responsibility. Adding further weight to the controversy, Joe Rogan has entered the discussion, using his podcast to highlight what he sees as the hypocrisy of mainstream media outlets, including The View. Rogan's analysis has amplified the conversation, framing Musk's lawsuit as a pivotal moment in the fight against media bias and the manipulation of public narratives. Central to Musk's legal case are accusations of defamation and slander. His legal team argues that Goldberg and her co-hosts made baseless and damaging claims, alleging that Musk and Vance were engaged in secretive schemes to seize government control. These accusations, according to Musk, were not only unfounded, but also intended to harm his reputation and influence public perception. Musk's lawsuit asserts that commentary platforms like The View should be held to a higher standard of accountability, particularly when making serious allegations that could impact the lives and reputations of individuals. Joe Rogan's perspective on the situation has only fueled the growing storm. During a recent episode of his podcast, Rogan drew attention to the inconsistency in The View's treatment of Donald Trump, pointing out how the show's hosts once treated Trump with warmth and admiration before pivoting to vehement criticism during his presidency. This shift, Rogan argued, exemplifies the media's tendency to align with political trends and exploit shifting narratives for their own agendas. The same people who praised Trump on air later coordinated attacks against him, Rogan said. It's a calculated move, not genuine concern for fairness.
But when you have deliberate, concerted, repeated pushing of hoaxes, you're like, wait a second, like, come on, man, this is too far.
And you're supposed to be the good guys.
You're supposed to, and you claim to be the good guys? I'm like, exactly.
You're supposed to be the progressives.
As a feeble attempt to sidestep accountability. Musk's supporters have seized on this inconsistency, suggesting that Goldberg's changing narrative reflects a deeper awareness of her misstep. Social media platforms have been ablaze with reactions to Musk's lawsuit. Hashtags like Nike Support Elon and Cancel the View have trended across Twitter and Instagram, with users taking sides in the polarizing debate. Musk's supporters argue that his legal action is a much-needed step to combat the spread of misinformation and challenge the unchecked power of media outlets. On the other hand, critics caution that Musk's wealth and influence could set a dangerous precedent, potentially discouraging dissenting voices and media coverage of controversial topics. One of the most contentious aspects of Musk's lawsuit is the claim that Goldberg's remarks
She did say.
She put me in her movies, right? A long time ago. So how much should I judge? Nothing.
Like they say in the
It was a
Godfather.
freebie. Donnie, I love you. I'm telling you.
And they're trying to humanize him.
stating that it was a joke about her cat. But the damage had already been done. Joe Rogan weighed in on this issue, emphasizing the responsibility of public figures and media personalities to be mindful of their words, particularly in a politically charged environment. Even jokes can carry dangerous implications when broadcast to millions, Rogan warned, underscoring the influence of talk shows in shaping public discourse. Beyond Goldberg's remarks, Musk's lawsuit sheds light on broader concerns about media bias. Critics of The View have long accused the show of promoting politically motivated narratives and prioritizing sensationalism over balanced reporting. Musk's supporters argue that this lawsuit is a necessary intervention to address those issues and demand higher standards in journalism. Joe Rogan echoed this sentiment, suggesting that legacy media outlets often sacrifice integrity for ratings and political alignment. It's not about informing the public anymore, Rogan said. It's about controlling the narrative. Goldberg's past comments have further fueled the controversy. Clips have resurfaced of her once praising Trump as a friend, contrasting sharply with her recent attacks on him. These inconsistencies have been highlighted by Musk's supporters as evidence of the media's hypocrisy. Rogan, too, pointed out these shifts, framing them as a calculated attempt by media figures to align with political trends rather than maintain consistent ethics.
You got introduced as our friend Donald Trump.
That's right.
Whoopi Goldberg gives you a big hug.
Really had much to say until he started running for president.
The lawsuit also raises critical questions about free speech. While Musk's supporters see his legal action as a justified stand against defamation and misinformation, critics worry that it could have a chilling effect on open dialogue. They argue that lawsuits like this risk discouraging media outlets from covering contentious issues or voicing dissenting opinions. Musk's detractors caution against the potential consequences of such a precedent, fearing it could lead to increased self-censorship in the media. Despite these concerns, Musk's lawsuit has already had a significant impact. It has reignited discussions about media accountability, the ethics of commentary, and the balance between freedom of expression and responsible reporting. For many, the case highlights the growing dissatisfaction with mainstream media narratives and the demand for higher standards in journalism. Joe Rogan's involvement has added an additional layer of complexity to the case. Known for his candid and often controversial takes, Rogan's critique of The View has resonated with a large audience, bolstering Musk's argument and fueling the broader debate about media ethics. Rogan described some of The View's hosts as
The episode of you when you're on The View, and I think it was 2015 or 2000.
aligns with Musk's concerns about sensationalism and narrative manipulation in the media. As the legal battle unfolds, it remains unclear what the outcome will be. Musk's supporters hope the lawsuit will serve as a wake-up call for media outlets, pushing them to prioritize accuracy and fairness over controversy and ratings. Critics, however, worry that the case could suppress free expression and create a chilling effect within the industry. Regardless of the verdict, Musk's lawsuit has already underscored the ongoing tension between media freedom and accountability in an increasingly polarized information landscape. It also highlights the power of alternative platforms like Rogan's podcast in shaping public opinion and challenging mainstream narratives. For Whoopi Goldberg and The View, the lawsuit represents a critical moment of reckoning.
I've been saying it for a while.
Yes, you have.
I've been saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president.
Good guys, we're the honest people. No, hang on. You can't claim to be the good guys. You can't claim to be the honest people if you're deliberately pushing hoaxes that have been debunked thoroughly.
Yeah.
Is informed, fair, and accurate. Whether Musk's lawsuit ultimately succeeds or not, it has already achieved one significant outcome, sparking a widespread conversation about the role of media in shaping public discourse. It challenges both traditional and emerging platforms to reevaluate their practices and prioritize integrity over sensationalism. As this legal saga continues to unfold, it serves as a stark reminder of the stakes involved in the battle for truth and accountability in today's media landscape.